भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 13, Text 16. Nimnaganam yata ganga.
Nimnaganam yatha ganga.
Nimnaganam yata ganga.
Nimnaganam yatha ganga.
Devanam achyuto yata.
Devanam achyuto yatha.
Devanam achyuto yata.
Devanam achyuto yatha.
Vaishnavanam yata sambhuho.
Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu.
Vaishnavanam yata shambhuho.
Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu.
Purananam idam tata.
Purananam idam tata.
Purananam idam tata.
Purananam idam tata.
Nimnaganam yata ganga. Devanam achyuto yata. Vaishnavanam yata sambhuho.
Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu.
Purananam idam tata.
Purananam idam tata.
Nimnaganam yata ganga.
Nimnaganam yatha ganga.
Devanam achyuto yata.
Devanam achyuto yatha.
Vaishnavanam yata sambhuho.
Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu.
Purananam idam tata.
Purananam idam tata.
Nimnayanam yatha ganga.
Nimnayanam yatha ganga.
Devanam achyuto yatha.
Devanam achyuto yatha.
Vaishnavanam yatha sambhu.
Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu.
Puranam idam tata.
Purananam idam tata.
Nimnaganam yatha ganga.
Nimnaganam yatha ganga.
Devanam achyuto yatha.
Devanam achyuto yatha. Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu. Purananam idam tata. Nimnaganam yatha ganga. Nimnaganam yatha ganga. Devanam achyuto yatha. Devanam achyuto yatha. Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu. Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu. Purananam idam Vaishnavanam yatha shambhu. Vaishnavanam yatha purananam
Nimnaganam yatha ganga. Devanam achyuto yatha.
Devanam
Vaishnavanam yata shambhu.
Purananam idam tata.
Purananam idam tata. Nimnayanam yatha ganga. पुराणानां इदं तथा निम्नगानां
तथा
इदं तथा पुराणानां इदं तथा
गंगा गंगा
अच्युतो यथा
वैष्णव यथा शम्भो
वैष्णवानां यथा शम्भुः
पुराणायाम् इदं तथा
पुराणानां इदं तथा
Sridhar Swamipad.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Pranam. Nimnaganam yatha Ganga,
निम्नगानां यथा गङ्गा
Devanam achyuto yatha,
देवानां अच्युतो यथा
Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhuः,
वैष्णवानां यथा शम्भुः
Purananam idam tatha.
पुराणानां इदं तथा
Translation you can read.
Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta is supreme among deities. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakkaya Sakshurumiritabhyena Tasmai Shrivave Namaः. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Vanchakalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhabhayeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Bhagavani Pacharine Nirbhishesha Shunyavadi Prasachari Sakari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is the last chapter, concluding chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have read through various important slokas, so we have come to the conclusion of Bhagavatam. So this chapter is the glories are spoken by Sutta Goswami to the sages of Naimisharanya, and he is describing about the various Puranas, all the 18 Puranas, and each one of them, how many slokas? Then he is describing about the prime subject matter of Bhagavatam. Every book has got some. So, Goswami elaborately gives the. I am actually going through the entire chapter like a summary. So he is giving all the 18 Puranas, each Purana, Brahma Purana 10,000 verses, Padma Purana 50,000, like that. All this Srimad Bhagavatam 18,000 verses. Like putting, he's giving all the details, and totally all these 18 Puranas put together, it is 4 lakh verses. All the Puranas. And Srimad Bhagavatam's count is 18,000 verses. Of all these Puranas, the biggest one is actually Skanda Purana, 81,000 verses. Skanda Purana. So, in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam only, it is said that Nigama Kalpataror Galitam Phalam Sukamukat Amrita Drava Samhitam Pibata Bhagavatam Vasamalaya Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Bhavaka. So, Sutta Goswami in the beginning only said that of the entire Vedic tree, Nigama, if you consider all the Vedas to be like Kalpataru, of the tree, the best part is the fruit. And the fruit which is ripened is the best. Like, in our own experience, we have the king of fruit, mango. Because it is very sweet. So many fruits are there, but then at least mango is coronated as the king. If the mango usually we just cut it kacha and then then we ripen it. But if you allow the mango to ripen on the tree, that is more tastier. Not like putting chemicals, fumigating, and all kinds of different things. So when the mango ripens in the tree itself, then the parrot especially likes to eat that sweet fruit. I don't know, parrots must have forgotten eating only because no fruit is ripening on the tree. Oh, by so many generations, they must have forgotten eating only. Maybe we can make a test, allow it to ripe and see whether parrot is eating or not. But it is said that if suppose the fruit is there and it is ripened on the tree and the parrot has tasted it and some or other parrot tastes only the most ripened fruit, sweetest. And that fruit which is tasted by the parrot is more sweeter by means of the touch of the parrot's beaks. So, Bhagavatam is already the ripened fruit and it is spoken by Sukadev Goswami. And Suka actually means a parrot. In Sanskrit, Suka is parrot. And Sukadev Goswami is the parrot of Radharani actually in the spiritual world. So, our Radharani has sent the parrot. Chalo, you give the ripened fruit because this is ripened fruit, you taste it. Sukamukat Amrita Drava Samyatam. Because it is tasted, Srimad Bhagavatam is already nectary, but it is coming through the mouth of Sukadev Goswami, it becomes more tasty. Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamal is the house of all the taste. It's the source of all the taste. So in this way, even though there are this is only 18 Puranas, but then this Bhagavatam is not just ripened fruit of the Purana, it includes all the Vedas also, all the 4 Vedas, Upanishads, 180 Upanishads, Mahabharata, and so many other literatures, Dharma Shastra, Niti Shastra, so many Shastras. And this Purana. Of all these things, Bhagavatam is considered to be the topmost. It is declared at the very beginning only. But before reading only, it is said that it is, I am giving you the ripened fruit, handle it carefully. Otherwise, kacha mango ko fek sakta hai. Ripened fruit ko fek to fat jayega. Ripened fruit, beginning only. So this Bhagavatam, it is stated that Lord Brahma was born on the lotus that sprouted from the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. If it is too cold, you can put it on for some time. Go ahead and put it on. This is also put this also off for some time. I think outside temperature is low, so the more you are getting cold. So the Brahma was born in the lotus that came from the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And he was inquisitive. Inquisitiveness is the nature of the soul. What am I doing alone? ऊपर नीचे गया कुछ मालूम नहीं. Then tapa. He heard. Then he did tapasya 1,000 years. Then in his heart, Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye. In his heart, the imports of all the Vedic literatures are given. It is not necessary for him to go and sit in the Gurukula and learn. Lord Krishna plays on the flute. All the knowledge is imparted in the heart of Lord Brahma. And this is actually, he is the first recipient of Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this impart, the 4 slokas of Srimad Bhagavatam, known as Chatur Shloki Srimad Bhagavatam, they were imparted in his heart. It is like a condensed form. We have read that, if you remember, quite some time back, Chatur Shloki Srimad Bhagavatam. So the entire Bhagavatam condensed in 4 slokas. It is exactly like seed. Seed looks very small, banyan tree. Seed is what? This much. Very small. Then you put the seed in the earth and put water and keep favorable condition, then it grows big. Then it becomes a very big tree actually. But to become a very big tree, everything else is in that small seed only. So like that, these 4 slokas of Bhagavatam is like seed. And when it is fully manifest, it is 18,000 verses actually. What is in 18,000 verses is very condensed in the 4 slokas. And that 4 slokas were given by Lord Krishna into the heart of Brahma. So he is the first recipient of Bhagavatam. The first recipient of Bhagavatam is Lord Brahma himself. So this Bhagavatam it is mentioned later on also how Lord Brahma gives to Narada Muni, and Narada Muni gives to Vedavyas, and the Vedavyas then puts it in the form of 18,000 verses. Gives to Sukadeva Goswami, and Sukadeva Goswami speaks, and that is heard by Sutta Goswami, and finally Sutta Goswami speaks, and the final version what we have is Sutta Goswami speaking, 18,000 verses. So, what does Bhagavatam teach? Bhagavatam actually teaches the actual nature of life. What is the value of material life and how one should actually transcend it. Other Puranas are there. You will find some Puranas encouraging actually the material way of life also. You do this yajna, then you can go to heavenly planets. You can get this benefit, that benefit, these are all there. And you will never find in Bhagavatam such kind of encouragement. From beginning till end, all the topics are covered. You will never see that you do an yajna and you go to heaven like that. It will say that there was yajna conducted to go to heaven, it is failed and why it should not be done. How to get out of this material world is the central topic. Not how to be situated very nicely here. In fact, it by means of different stories, it discourages the dharma, artha, and kama. It describes that you are not his body, you are the spirit soul. It says that your job is to worship Krishna. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yathor bhakti radokshate. Your dharma is not to do just ordinary thing, but your dharma is to do some superior thing, that is bhakti to adokshate. So, this is exclusively teaching about the goal of life as the devotion to the Supreme Personality of God. It is very clear establishing Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God. If you go to other Puranas, it may glorify several deities actually, demigods. And one may say that, so nice it is. One may get carried away. Here, it is there is no question of encouraging that. In fact, it very clearly says that how those demigods come to the lotus feet of Krishna. How in the pastime of Krishna, even Brahma himself gets bewildered. There's no question of telling Brahma is the Supreme Personality. He is getting bewildered. And it also described how Indra's pride was shattered when he thought that he can pour the rain and punish the Brajavasis. He puts him in the position, ye tumhara position. Zyada mat socho. It also shows how Lord Shiva, when he wanted to see the Mohini Murti form, how he was enamored. He himself was carried away. He's supposed to be actually, the best controller of the senses. Nobody is better than him. Even Brahma and all, everybody is lower than him. But he himself, how he gets carried away. That he puts him in his position. So, sabko apna position mein bitha diya. Then it shows Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Supreme Personality. So, Bhagavatam is very specific in establishing the supreme position of Lord Krishna. And it very clearly positions the demigods level where they have to stand. There is nobody can get confused about it. Whereas it is not the case with other Puranas. Other Purana, when you go, it will glorify Shiva like anything. As good as God only will think. And they become devotees also. When they don't see the overall perspective, you see only one. So one Purana only if you see, and you don't see how this Purana is placed in the other Puranas and the entire Vedic body of knowledge, you will get misguided. So what Bhagavatam is telling, it is not anything contrary to anything else like Vedanta Sutra. It's a conclusion of Vedanta philosophy. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Okay, what is Brahma Jigyasa? Knowing about Krishna only. Brahmeti Paramatmaneti Bhagavaniti Sabdhe. Brahma Vidya means knowing about Krishna is Brahma Vidya. Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan, 3 levels of understanding the same absolute truth. This will not be stated anywhere else. Bhagavatam is very specific. So in this way, Bhagavatam actually very clearly establishes the position of Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the devotion is the best way to perform the perfection in spiritual life. It very clearly also talks about Ashtanga Yoga process. Sankhya philosophy is being taught. Sankhya, Krishna himself comes as Kapila Muni and then talks about Sankhya philosophy. Dharma, Artha, and people enjoying also show. But at the end, you have to come to Bhakti. So, about Bhagavatam, it is also described, if you remember, during Bhadra Purnima time, from Radhashtami till Bhadra Purnima, the 7 days are the days actually the Bhagavatam is spoken. And the ends on Bhadra, that day, Purnima day is called Bhadra Purnima, Bhadra month. So it states in here, 12th canto that. So this book is so valuable, it can be gifted. Gifting this book. Gifting the book. How to gift it? Put it on the golden throne. In the temple we make golden colored throne. It's supposed to be gold. Scarcity of gold. Golden throne. One can keep it and then give it as a charity to a qualified person. And by doing so, it says that one can achieve the supreme destination. Supreme destination is Bhagavad Dham. Supreme destination, benefit of gifting Bhagavatam on the Bhadra Purnima day. Then Sutta Goswami goes further to describe about the other Puranas. They may actually look very, glittering and shining, different other Puranas. Only in the absence of Bhagavatam. It is exactly like a small timers will look like a big personality as long as the top person is not there. Yeah, MLA will look like a big leader, MLA may look like a big leader. He will go. Suppose MLA only is going, he will go like this, no? Suppose this constituency, Amit Satam is the MLA, BJP. BJP. When he comes like a king. Hi. Your own constituency, you can see same thing will happen. Suppose imagine Narendra Modi is coming. ये भी रहेगा उधर, वो किधर रहेगा? Audience में रहेगा. Stage का chance ही नहीं है. He will be waiting when an opportunity come to take photo with him. कभी मिलेगा कुछ ना बात करने के लिए, वो भी मिलना मुश्किल पड़ेगा. In the absence of the Prime Minister, he may look like a great person, but when he comes, nothing. So other Purana, Bhagavatam is saying, Sutta Goswami is saying, other Purana will look like a very great thing actually, talking about this one, that one and all, it will look like very shiny. Only in the absence of Bhagavatam. When the Bhagavatam is there, there is no scope. They all have to take their place, like audience. छोटा मोटा लोग के लिए audience का position. Sutta Goswami further explains that Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of Vedanta philosophy. Vedanta is actually the conclusion of entire Vedic scriptures. Vedavyas wrote the one Veda, he divided into 4 Vedas. Because actually originally it is one Veda. Then divided into 4. Rigveda, Samata. Then different portions of Veda is put in the form of Upanishads. 108 Upanishads. Then these 18 Puranas. 4 lakh verses. Mahabharata. And writing all these things, then he finally writes Vedanta Sutra. Any author, after writing so many things, conclusion will be like mature way of presenting, right? So the name itself is End of Veda. Veda means knowledge, end of Veda. Vedanta Sutra. So Vedavyas writes Vedanta Sutra. It is like the end of knowledge. And in Vedanta, actually, Vedavyas starts with Atato Brahma Jignasa. The first sutra. It's in the sutra. Sutra form is like, very abstract, statements, very small, couple of, means of, sutra form. It's like, like formulas kind of thing. E equal to MC square. There's a lot of things behind it, like that it is actually. Atato Brahma. So he says, Atato Brahma. So let us inquire into Brahman, which is very first sentence is telling, let us inquire into Brahman. Nothing else actually. It is not telling you, let us inquire into Dharma, Artha, kaisa ho gaya. Hone ke baad idhar aanega. Starting itself, starting at the PhD level. PhD class में जाकर के थोड़ी ABC बोलेगा. Suppose you enroll into PhD. You first class, you have to do some coursework. The starting only they'll start with something higher. No, if you are not a graduate, you क्या बोल रहे हो? Vedanta is not to be meant for beginners. This is for highly advanced people. Because starting with आधा तो ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा, ब्रह्मन के बारे में मालूम तो ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा क्या करे? So this starting only Brahma Jignasa, Brahman only, not material things. Janma Deshayataha. Everything comes from that Brahman. We have to inquire into Brahman. What is this Brahman? Janma. From spirit, soul onwards, everything else. Everything comes from Brahman. That's what Bhagavatam is talking about, creation. It's coming from the Brahman. So now, Vedanta said just in the word that everything comes from Brahman. How it is coming from the Supreme Lord is not really clear there. He didn't write. And where Bhagavatam starts from there only. Janma desayaton batad itaratayam satta sabhigyashara tene brahma hridayadi kavaye. The beginning of Bhagavatam says that from everything comes the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is exactly like elaborating on what is being talked about in the Vedanta. So for that matter, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Srimad Bhagavatam as the natural commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra, to understand, you need a commentary of an Acharya. Nobody can just go read Vedanta and understand. That is why all the Acharyas have written commentary. Shankaracharya wrote commentary. Ramanujacharya wrote commentary. Madhvacharya wrote commentary. Nimbarkacharya wrote commentary. All the Acharyas have written commentary. And from Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, Baladev Vidyabhushan has written a commentary. Govinda Bhashya. It's all called Bhashyas. Sariraka Bhashya, Shankaracharya. Sri Bhashya, Ramanujacharya. Purna Pragya Bhashya, Madhvacharya. Like that, all Bhashyas. So it requires a Acharya's commentary, and this Bhagavatam is considered natural commentary on Vedanta. What Vedanta Sutra says in a very seed form is made into a tree form in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Easy to understand. You can understand clearly, whereas in Vedanta Sutra, in the Sutra form, it is not very easy to understand. So in this way, Sutta Goswami goes to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. This present sloka we have read. Like Ganga is the greatest of all. There are so many rivers actually. That way, if you see, Ganga is not the longest river. Especially Brahmaputra is longer than Ganga. And that is in India. If you go, so many Nile, Amazon, so many rivers are there. They are longer. But then, Ganga is considered the greatest. Simply because it has come in touch with the lotus feet of Krishna. rivers have not touched the lotus feet of Krishna. That is why they are not great. They may be carrying more quantity of water. How the thing is considered great? The quality. You may say that Nile में ज़्यादा पानी आता है, ठीक है, क्या करें, हमको क्या करें? It's not the water that decides what is great, you know. So, because it has come in touch with the lotus feet of Krishna, Ganga is considered to be the great. Amongst the Devata, Devana Makshuto, Lord Krishna is known as Devaraj. He is the king of Devatas, the emperor of the Devatas. So, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. In this way, he is the among. If you want to consider among the Devatas, it is Krishna. And Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. Even Lord Shiva is glorified here as a Vaishnava. If you go to Shiva Purana, you'll be glorified as a supreme person, actually, greatest person like that. But here he is also glorified as a Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. In that way, like these things are great, and amongst the Puranas, Srimad Bhagavatam. Among the Puranas, so even though there are, so like we said, Skanda Purana is 81,000 verses, but that is not considered greatest. Like Nile is too long, you know, but it is not considered greatest. Ganga is little short, but doesn't mean. But why? Because it is directly glorifying the personality of God. Directly. All these things are in touch with Krishna. That's why they are great. Shiva, because he is there all the time. Why he is great? Because he is all the time meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We see Shiva in the meditation pose. He is meditating on Supreme God. And even material benefits, people come, he gives and say, look, jaldi jao. Don't disturb. Don't disturb board. Actually, people don't go to Smashan to disturb, but then people really go there to disturb Shiva, actually. Smashan, nobody wants to go. But then, if you can get something benefit, people go to Smashan also. Not because he's in touch with Krishna, that is why he's greatest. So, then Sutta Goswami explains, amongst the holy places, Sutta Goswami says, Kashi is the best. Kashi is best. It is said that Kashi was actually Lord Vishnu's place only. It is there is a ghat called Kundala. There is Lord Vishnu's Kundala actually fell. And then the Lord Vishnu gave it to Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva's abode it became. Originally it is Lord Vishnu's. And there is a temple of Lord Vishnu on the banks of Panchaganga, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually used to go on. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Banaras, in Prayagraj and Banaras he stayed and instructed, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami. So Kashi was originally Lord Shiva's abode. Then Lord Shiva gave to Lord Vishnu's abode, gave it to Lord Shiva. And then Shiva Bhaktas, they stay there and worship Lord Shiva. But anyway, Vaishnavana Yata Sambhu anyway, and Kashi. But Bhagavatam says Kashi is best of all the holy places. Like that, Bhagavatam is the best of all the comparison. Bhagavatam. Why it is best? Because it is spotless. Suppose if there is a cloth, if a cloth is without any spot, it looks better. Suppose there is a spot, then immediately the shobha goes away, the get up goes away. वो थोड़ा गंदा हो गया तो क्या होता है? Then you change it. Spotless. No kind of obstacle on what is the spot mean? The spots are those things which are not giving the right direction, right thing. आपको you have to go back to God in this way, and it is directing somewhere else. Then what is that? Signboard is like this. The signboard turns like this. Then what happened? Go somewhere else. Different Puranas, they are not giving the real thing, adulterated. We want pure thing, but some adulteration is made. You want the direction to go back to Godhead. Somebody is telling that. Suppose you drive a car. Nowadays you can put the Google map. Previously, not so much. So usually you stop the vehicle. वो कैसे जाने का है? ऐसा जाना है. Some in India, nobody admits that they don't know the thing. कैसा बोलेगा हमको मॉल नहीं करेगी? क्या सोचेगा वो? हाँ, किधर जाना है? अच्छा, हाँ, ऐसा जाके राइट लेकर के जाना हो जाए. If you are asking a direction, at least ask 2 or 3 people. क्योंकि एक जन गड़बड़ करे तो दूसरा जन से मालूम पड़ता है. So when you ask, suppose example, you ask and after some time you ask immediately, not that after 10 kilometers बोलेगा, ऐसा नहीं है. Because first fellow told you go this way, and he doesn't know the route and he's telling you to go. That is what other Puranas are directing. They are like spots, black spots. Bhagavatam has no spots. The right direction, no doubt. It's like, clear directions without any mistakes. That is a spotless Purana. And because it is spotless, it is very dear to Vaishnavas. Because Vaishnavas are more happy about being engaged in devotional service. That is what Bhagavatam is giving. That is why, the Vaishnavas translated, commented on Bhagavatam, not any other Purana. Most important, that's why. Commented. And all the many Vaishnava Acharyas, it is recognized by all the other Vaishnavas also that Bhagavatam is the best. And they have commented on it also, many commentaries on Bhagavatam. And it is the best way to getting free from material entanglements, because it definitely gives so many examples that how much if one is actually entangled in the material world, it is very, very bad. It gives the example, Puranjana story. A person who is trying to enjoy the material world, what is the result of it? In the form of a story, a king having the wife and so many people serving, and then army is coming to attack, and it's actually an allegorical story. Human body is the Puranjana. And it says, at the end, he was so much attached to his wife and he was thinking. Then he became a woman in the next life. Puranjani. It is telling that don't do like that. Other Purana will not tell that. So, because it is very clearly discouraging the material entanglement and very clearly giving the direction for going back to God, that is why it is dear to the Vaishnavas, because they are interested in that. They are not interested in anything else. So if somebody is interested in something, some book is giving that, he like that book, obviously. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. And it says that if one seriously understands Bhagavatam and properly hears and chants, properly, from the right source, reading Srila Prabhupada's commentary is properly reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And when one practices sadhana is getting liberated, getting away from the material entanglement, is the association of devotees. So, in this way, Sutta Goswami concluding chapter is concluding verse, last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam says, Nama Sankirtanam Yasya. Last verse is concluding, how it is concluding this. Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasam. Nasanam means no destroying. Pranasam means complete destruction. Then nothing will be left. Nothing will be left. Sarva Papa. Nama Sankirtanam. Very clearly says, chanting the holy names. Nama Sankirtanam can actually destroy completely all kinds of and pranamo dukkha samas tam namami harim param. Harim param. Starting with Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, ending with Hari is the Supreme Personality of God. And doing his name, chanting the holy name, that is what destroy all the unwanted things and lead one towards the ultimate goal of going back home, back to Godhead. So in this way, it's the last sloka actually. So in this way, Sutta Goswami concludes Srimad Bhagavatam by stating that the length of different Puranas, 4 lakh verses, and how the 18 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam is the best. And the subject matter of Bhagavatam is devotion to Lord Krishna. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, they are all rejected. In fact, they are called cheating religion. Proper method, one can, because this is so valuable. If somebody has to give a gift, best thing to be given is Srimad Bhagavatam. Suppose somebody gets Bhagavatam and becomes, a devotee, that is the greatest welfare activity. So gifting is encouraged. And by gifting, one can get the devotion to Lord Krishna, going back to Godhead. And simply by hearing and chanting the holy names, one can actually get the pure devotional service, which can make our life perfect. So in this way, Srimad Bhagavatam concludes. We'll stop here. Any questions, comments?
In fact, all other Puranas are creating confusion about the Supreme Lord. Lot of confusion, and actually they are driving away from Krishna consciousness. It is said that all others religion and pursuits are condemned actually, which are not leading us to Krishna consciousness. So this is the only way to know Krishna.
Yes. It is called Kaitava Dharma. Kaitava Dharma. Kaitava Dharma means cheating religion. See, generally what happens, the process of Vedic is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So suppose somebody starts with Dharma, तो उनको बोलता है ये करो, ये यज्ञ करो, heavenly planet जाएगा वगैरह. He supposed to be from Dharma one should get Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Before reaching the Moksha means liberation. Before reaching only, he gets entangled in the Dharma one. So Dharma is supposed to be a stepping stone towards Moksha. And Dharma, if it tells him to go to heaven, and how long it will yet again come back to go, no? That is a cheating religion. Bhagavatam doesn't encourage that. In fact, it rejects it and saying that it's Kaito Dharma.
Because when is the rarest unaware, we should utilize it this time. Including other Puranas like in Shiv Purana and other Puranas, Krishna is subordinate. They are the.
No, it glorifies the demigods and doesn't give more emphasis. Suppose, for example, if sometimes Lord Shiva is suppose. Let us take the example of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is glorified. Oh, he's such a great person. He is this, he is that, and he can do that, etc. Fine. And connected to that, there may be some, Leela of Lord Krishna, which may even show that, Krishna is acting very ordinarily. For example, when Krishna is performing the pastime, he executed activities which are supposed to be humanly done. That doesn't minimize his position. No? Suppose Lord Krishna in Dwarka he performs the pastime, and Sudham Vipra comes from Porbandar. Then he immediately welcomes him, and then he washes his feet. If this is mentioned, then he says, see, Krishna is inferior to Brahmanas. So Brahmanas are superior. You can come to a conclusion. बोलेगा देखो कृष्ण क्या किया उनको पैर धोए. So that means what? He is not supreme. One has to understand Janma karma chame divyam. Krishna clearly says, my karma is divyam. Even if he is washing the feet of Sudama, is divyam. He is acting like a friend of Sudama. That is his pastime. But one has to understand the proper perspective. Simply by seeing that he is washing, if he is washing, how can he be God? God. He can wash the feet also, still he can be God also. That is transcendental. That is what Krishna says. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattva. If one can understand that properly, tattva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sovarjana. So people don't understand. Like that, Krishna may do some. Suppose, for example, Durvasha Muni came, and then he was upset with Krishna, and then he said that I am punishing you. ठीक है भाई. देखो Durvasha Muni इतना कर सकते ये क्या है? Same Durvasha Muni, he offended Ambarish Maharaj. He went to Vaikunta. क्यों वैकुंठा गया? तुम इधर ही पनिश कर सकते थे ना, तुम पहला पनिश करने की कोशिश किया, वो नहीं पाया. बोला तुम जाओ भक्त का चरण पकड़ो. अभी भक्त का चरण पकड़ना पड़ा. फिर how you can consider him to be more superior because he punished Krishna? Krishna, when he takes the role, he is acting in that platform to set example for others. अरे कृष्ण ने संदीपानी मुनि का गुरुकुल में गया, भगवान ने तो जाने का क्या जरूरत पड़ता है. The school, so he is going to the school. So this pastime sometimes, when the Lord performs humanly activities, in that he is actually abiding by the rules of the human nature. That inferior to demigods. So he will be acting like human only. That is why the demigods get bewildered. Why Brahma got bewildered? अरे ये कैसा है? ऐसा कहता है, भगवान कैसा कह सकता है? Gets bewildered. कैसे मेरा यज्ञ को रुका दिया? Indra gets upset. So demigods get bewildered. What is Chandra and Lord Krishna, especially, they have performed the humanly pastimes. And when they were performing the pastime, they were adhering to the rules of the human being. That sometimes may appear to be like they will be performing certain roles and giving respect to the demigod, giving respect to the Brahmana, In fact, Krishna is protecting the Brahmana, but under the Brahmana, he bows down. People get bewildered. So in those Puranas, when they mention about Krishna or Rama's humanly pastime, then they say that he is inferior. Ramachandra went to Rameshwaram. He worshipped Shiva. So he is inferior. अरे भाई वो बोलता है he is a humanly pastime, no? He is a demigod, so he is paying his respect. What is the problem? There is no problem. He is Maryad Purushottam. Why he needs the help of all Vanaras? He could have called his Garuda and he would have gone, क्यों हनुमान का पीछे पड़ा? उनका पास गरुड़ा है. He can go to different planetary system actually. गरुड़ा को बुलाने की जरूरत नहीं. गरुड़ा आके, if he takes his wing and he does it like that, all water would have splashed away, and he would have walked also. No bridge is required. This park straight is 10 kilometers. No, his wings are so big. When ocean god took the eggs of sparrow, then the sparrow was trying to empty the ocean with the beak. Then everyone was laughing. नहीं मेरा पानी निकाल देता. Then आया, क्या कर रहे भाई? छोटा भाई, देखो भाई मेरा हालत ऐसा है. ठीक है, दे रहा है कि नहीं दे रहा है? दे दिया. So that's a big ocean. Park Street is very small actually. उधर जाकर के Garuda could have stretched his wing like this. Ram could have walked also. Why you have to take Vandrasam? Because humanly passed time. If he called his Garuda, that means he is the eternal carrier. Then he is exhibiting the role of Vishnu Tattva. That he cannot take. But Hanuman का shoulder में बैठ गया. तो खुद का वाहन है Garuda. Garuda is the natural carrier of Vishnu actually. When Vishnu comes in Garuda, it's like, that's a natural carrier. He didn't call actually. Hanuman, because humanly passed. So when Lord Ramachandra and Lord Krishna especially performed the humanly pastimes, they abided by the rules of the human nature. The human being is supposed to be following the rules of respecting the Brahmana, respecting the demigods, respecting all these things. So they are doing it, that's all. That cannot be. So there, that will not be highlighted much. Here it will be highlighted, even though he is doing, still he is God. वो उधर नहीं बोलेगा, वही बात. Then those who are reading that, they will get misguided, not understanding the actual position of Krishna. All those pastimes will be repeated here, but here it will be emphasized that in spite of that, Krishna is God. Anything else? Okay, we'll stop here.